John here with Go Health Yourself. Welcome to the channel, and if you're a returning individual, thank you for checking out the channel again. And if you're new, subscribe, the little watermark down at the right hand bottom of the screen. Just hit that and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. So this is a real short tutorial on how I changed the suprapubic catheter myself. A little background: I have a C5, C6 injury, and I do all the catheter myself. Granted, PCA helping me, personal care assistant. Now, first of all, let's get started. Get right into it. You want to make sure your assistant, your nurse, or what have you, has very clean hands. Wash hands very well. Wash your hands very well, and put gloves on, sterile gloves. And what I do is I usually get those sterile pads. They're disposable pads, and I put 2 of those down, one for the insertion kit and a second one for the new catheter. Okay, so we'll get right into it here. I use a small syringe, as you just saw, a 10 cc to deflate the balloons, and later down the road I'll show what catheter I actually use. And so with the little check valves here, you deflate the balloons, which are filled with just saline water to keep the catheter in place. You deflate those, and if you have any questions about the syringe, just ask in the comments. Okay, so next we get into the kit here, and this is the kit right here, a BARDIA insertion kit. It's without the catheter, and it comes with the things as shown. I usually take one of the pads that it comes with, put it on my stomach, and the second pad, and I put it on my leg just to catch any urine that comes out, which I usually don't use, but okay, so right now we are taking the lubricant and putting it on the pad on my stomach for the insertion of the new catheter. We get that all set here. And then you want to have, I would say, 4 or 5 really sterile, not sterile, but alcohol wipes, 4 or 5 alcohol packages, and I usually use 2 alcohol wipes to clean around the site really well. You want to make sure the site's very clean, not to introduce any germs or anything like that that can create a urinary tract infection. So get that really clean there, wipe around the catheter really well. And then in the kit, there is also an iodine swab. Usually there's a pack of actually 3 of them, but all I need is 1. I take that iodine swab and I swab right around the immediate area just to make sure that everything is nice and clean and sterile. And they'll do this in the hospital too. Usually they'll put this stuff on you if you have a surgery or anything that can cause infection. Okay, so from here, my aide is grabbing the new catheter, which I will show a little bit later down the line here. Put the lubricant on it, and I take the pad and I usually throw it right in the insertion kit tray. And then I grab the old catheter, take it out. My hands are washed and cleaned, by the way, as well. I want to have very clean hands. And then it's as simple as inserting the catheter straight on directly into the bladder. And this is actually the catheter I use. It's a POIESIS, I think that's how you pronounce it, DUETTE dual balloon catheter. And the reason for the second balloon is so it doesn't cause trauma to the bladder on the back wall, which the original catheters with the straight end or the pointed end, they really were painful. So I'll put that in the comments below what kind of catheter this is. So if anyone is interested in it, I can show you there. Okay, so with the kit comes a new 10 cc syringe, and I usually just fill each balloon up with 5 cc's of water. One calls for 10 and one calls for 5, but I found that if I fill one up with 10 cc's, it's a little bit too much and a little bit painful because I have a pretty small bladder for my size. I'm a small human compared to others. So fill those right up. And then I pull the catheter out to make sure that it's not pushing against my bladder, and it's right at the end there, so the balloon is right on the hole or the site. I'm not sure exactly what you'd call it, but Okay, and then I throw the old pad in the insertion kit. And right now, my aide is cleaning the bag, the fitting where the actual end of the catheter goes on with an alcohol wipe. You want to make sure everything is really sterile. That way you know you don't introduce any germs for any infection or any UTIs. This is the bag that I use. I've been using this bag for quite a few years, and it's been excellent. It's a leg bag. I change it once a week, and it's been great. So that's pretty much it. The catheter is in. We've got a new bag. The balloons are inflated, and it's as simple as that. Now you want to make sure you clean the fitting again with an alcohol wipe just to make sure everything's nice and clean. And then around the site itself, I actually wipe it again with an alcohol wipe, again, to make sure it's very clean. Now I've gone, I would say, close to 2.5 years now with no UTIs. Granted, you need to eat healthy. I do pure cranberry juice and some other things, but that's a little bit of a video later down the line that I can make if anyone has any questions about that to avoid UTIs altogether. And the suprapubic catheter also helps a lot to not cause any UTIs. So that's pretty much it. The catheter is inserted, the new bag is on, and I'm ready to go. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Stay strong. Go help yourself, friends.